Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. An appreciation for suffering. It's another late night. I got the truck filled up. So I'm at a gas station tonight, not at Sonic. But I had an idea for a video. Came over me when I was at work. Um, yeah, we had a guy quit. He was only there for maybe about a week. He had a simple task. He was a grinder because he couldn't weld. He uh, couldn't really do much anything else, so they stuck him on the grinder, and and he was caught. He was caught, sitting doing nothing, and he was caught taking a nap. And so, there was he got talked to, and then it was all happening right next to me, and my supervisor was talking to him, and they had this back and forth. I wasn't really paying much attention. I wasn't paying too much attention to what they were saying, but I knew, but I heard what direction the conversation was going. So my supervisor he motioned to me, and I basically I got involved in the conversation, and I basically just I told the young guy, I asked him, where you live, are you living by yourself? He said no, he's living with his parents. I said, how old are you? He says 21. And I explained to him, I'm 32. I worked with a lot of jobs, and the one thing that's been constant through each job is that you got to keep moving. You got to be doing something. Even if you finish the task that you were assigned to, you got to move on, start doing something else. Whether it be cleaning up around your shop or picking up scrap metal, things like that. Just do something to to appear to be busy, because it tells everyone else that, hey, he wants to do something. He wants to work, and it gives you an opportunity to learn new things, and also it does wonders for your reputation, wherever you work, because you want to be want to have this want to be known for wanting, always wanting to be busy, always wanting to be doing something. Not You don't want to be known for being a slouch, or for bringing doing mediocre work, just to let time go by. Um, and then basically ended, he didn't want to do fabrication, so he's just like, okay. And I went back doing what I was doing at the welding. Um, and he basically just quit, and they told my supervisor, the reason why nothing gets done because all the other guys, including myself, were slacking off. We're not doing anything. And my supervisor told me that later on. I said, okay, it is what it is, and it got me thinking about Gen Z, Gen Z at first, because I was initially going to do this video about Gen Z, Generation Z. I'm a millennial. I was born in '89, but I think it's something that can be applied to my generation and even the generation before me, and so on and so forth. Because I don't think it's something that's static in one, and I don't think it's static in one generation. I think it's something that can be seen throughout many generations, and I think it's I think it's a lack of appreciation for suffering. See, I've been through a lot. I've been through quite a bit of things. Um, some more serious than others. But one thing I can say is that I've learned to come out the other end, either smarter, stronger, wiser. Certainly wiser. But I always saw that I came out any challenge that I went through, I came through the other side much better than I went in. Because you want to have a mindset of, I'm gonna, no matter what happens, I'm gonna be a better person from this. Whether it be heartbreak, lost a job, something yours was stolen. You face a tragedy. You want to come out of it. Um, you want to come out of it a better person. You want to come out of a stronger person. You don't want to wallow in the pain for so long, because then you forget the lessons that you learned. I brought up the earlier story because I was telling my supervisor, I think, and I was talking about, like I said, I was talking about Generation Z, but it can be applied across the board. I think too many young people, if I want to point out anyone, I'll point out Gen Z. Too many in that generation that I've seen have not, they don't know what true suffering is, and anything and whatever suffering they may have faced, they never learn how to embrace it. And learn how to, hey, be happy that you made it through this challenge. Be happy that you made it through, something that's difficult, because it could have crushed you. You could have given up. You could have checked out, but you haven't. You're still here. You overcame it. Even if you did suffer a loss or suffer some type of failure, you still gained their experience, and you still learned how to be a better person as a result of it. And the reason why I brought up Gen Z is because it seems like a lot of people in that generation, uh, they they love to play the victim. They love to appear weak. They love to they love the attention they get from it's not even really being in a position of being humbled, but they love being in a position of, how can I put it? They love being in the mire and muck. Um, like, for example, having pride in having a mental illness. That's not something to be prideful of. That's not really anything to be having appreciation for. I think it's good to, say I've overcome the limitations that I'm placed under because of a mental condition or because of a physical condition, and I'm a stronger person as a result of it. But it seems like, they have never been taught that struggling is actually a good thing. Struggling with something that you face and coming out ahead is a great accomplishment. You know, it's how winners are made. They look at a challenge they look at a challenge that they're going through, and they push through it. They keep going through it, and then they come out the other side a better person. But it seems as though it's very popular to to want to play the victim. Like me, for example, I could use my skin color as, yeah, I guess I have to use that as an example. I don't like it because it can be it's too easy. That's another thing. It's too easy to avoid struggle. It's too easy to avoid suffering, because it's when you don't really want to go anywhere. It's easy to you just push it aside. But I use it as an example. It's easier for me to use how I look to to assign blame for any misfortune that goes on in my life. But the problem with that is, even if those things were actually there, I'd rather suffer through those things and come out as a stronger person, than to wallow in a state of victimhood where I think that I can't get anywhere because of how I look. Despite how I look, or despite what any health condition, or despite whether what wealth background I come from. Despite those things, I was able to suffer through those challenges and be the person I am today. Be a better person. Be a stronger person. Be a person who's always on the move, always hustling, always on the grind, and always willing to meet new challenges. Always willing to suffer to get ahead. I think suffering to get ahead is something that seems to have been lost, because too many are actually too many young people around my age or younger than me are seeing that it's more appealing to look like become lesser than themselves, and gain acceptance and attention from all of it. And I think it's not gonna it doesn't promote growth, and in fact I think it fosters retardation. I think it fosters stunted growth. And when you stunt your growth in such a way where you constantly run away from situations where you have to suffer a bit, you don't know how to handle true disasters, true adversaries, true danger and destruction. You don't know how to deal with it because you ran away from the small things that would have fortified you to face those even greater challenges. Like when I mentioned I mentioned in a couple of videos. I mentioned some videos years ago how, like, my truck, for example, how I had the engine replaced two times. And on the second replacement, I and another friend of mine, shout out to Billy, we did the work to pull the old engine out and put the new one in. Now, before I got to that point where I was able to handle that's a big task. Before I was able to handle that, I had to go through changing tires, changing oil, changing power steering pumps, which I cannot stand to this day. Um, learning how to do electrical work, learning how to change front main seal. What else? Changing sway. Like refurbishing a sway bar, changing tie rods, changing ball joints, which is very difficult when you don't have the proper tools for it. But I had to go through that stuff before I had to take on this before I decided to take on this monumental task of changing the whole engine. And also not only that, but painting the transmission and refurbishing a transfer case, and replacing universal joints for the drivetrain, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if you're not used to mechanics, it's kind of it's going over your head. But I had to do all those small things to get me ready for this major task. Now, to transfer that, the goal for to translate from that to things going on in society. Let's say if it is a matter of things that are a matter of life and death. If you can't take care of the small things, which are not a matter of life and death, you're not going to be able to make it through the actual threats. I hope those who are in Afghanistan right now, other American citizens, have an appreciation for any suffering that they went through in the past, because they're going to need all that. They're going to need all that energy to help them through what they're experiencing right now. Because that is not anything simple. That's something that's very severe. It could cost them their lives, it cost them their limbs, it can cost them a multitude of things. And so I hope that they're able to muster up everything that's within them to get out of that situation in one piece. Like I said, I think the ability to suffer appropriately, to suffer properly, and to see the benefit of suffering is something that may be lost not just in this generation, but in people in other generations, because many older people suffer through the same things. Like I said, I'm 32, and I'm thankful for the hardships that I made it through, because it made me a stronger person today. And I'm pretty sure I'll have more things to face down the road, but I know that through faith in Christ and through hard work and good friends and having the right mindset and good company, that I think I'll be all right. I think I'll make it through the other side again and again and again. I have that positive I have a positive outlook like that, and I don't ever see it going away. Hopefully, I don't think it will be going away. But that's my video. What do you think? Do you do you agree with what I said about suffering and Gen Z and many and other generations, including myself? Please share your thoughts. I love to read everyone's comments. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Look forward to new videos, and check out my older videos as you wait. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to help out with the channel, go to my YouTube homepage. Look for the Give Up That Cheese button. It'll take you to PayPal. Donate any amount you would like. Again, thanks to those who have who said positive things about the new camera, my new phone, but the camera attached to it is actually pretty good. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'll see what I can do to address them. But that's my video, and appreciation for suffering. I'm Edward Jones. You guys take care, be safe, stay strapped, and God bless.